Well, Activision has done it again. Took me to a beautiful steak dinner, bought me a gorgeous dress, told me I was special, railed me, and then never called me again. And I'd love to sit here and tell you that I'm surprised, but I'm not. Disappointed?
Exponentially.
But not surprised. For those of you unaware, we just got our very first look at some honest-to-God Black Ops 6 gameplay from the COD Next Expo. We're going to be looking at that gameplay today. I'm going to give you my initial thoughts, what I like, what I dislike. You know how it goes. Quick little disclaimer, we are only going to be talking about zombies gameplay today. This is strictly sticking to zombies. We're not going to be looking at multiplayer or Warzone, but let me know in the comments below if you do want a multiplayer and a Warzone video. Reason why is because I'm a huge zombies fan, so I want to give you my thoughts on, based on my expertise. I am going to be getting Black Ops 6 and streaming it for you guys, so Deadpool and Wolverine already came out. We covered that.
I'm about to make a name for myself, yeah.
I covered the D23 Expo, and there's not really like a whole lot of movies coming out this year, so we're gonna dive a little bit more into gameplay. I'm gonna be following up on the Outlast video that I did ages ago, so be sure to go ahead and watch out for that. Let me know in the comments below what games you want to see streamed on the channel. But without further ado, let's get straight into it. All right, so really quick, we're going to be looking at two videos today. We're going to be looking at the COD Next directly from Call of Duty, which was streamed just yesterday. And we are also going to be looking at LegoUnlocked video, posted yesterday as well. It's an hour of gameplay, no commentary. I'm going to go ahead and link both in the comments. So if you want to check them out for yourself in their full length, feel free to do that.
Black Ops 6 Zombies is live. There you have it, and we are in to the action. We're going to be sticking around with this one for a little bit.
So the first thing I've noticed, like my initial thoughts seeing this, spoiler alert, I don't like it. I'm not a huge fan. This isn't the first time I've seen this gameplay. I saw a little bit before I started recording, just to kind of get an idea of what to expect. And so far, I'm not liking it a whole lot, man. It's just. It's a little bit too bland. It's a little bit too generic. It looks way too much like multiplayer. Way too much. Like, I actually thought that this was multiplayer. And then I saw zombies coming up. So right away, I mean, it looks exactly like Cold War. And I wasn't a big fan of Cold War, especially the UI. The UI is not horrible. It's not as bad as Black Ops 4, but it's not great.
Are part of the group.
So you might not be.
It might not be.
So what we're looking at right now is Liberty Falls. So we're gonna get two maps at launch. We're gonna get Terminus and Liberty Falls. Liberty Falls is loosely based on Transit and Green Run. From Black Ops 2, we actually get the jet gun that's returning for this game, although now we don't have to build it, and then it doesn't like self-destruct after 3 seconds of use. So that's actually pretty exciting. The jet gun is gonna be OP.
Yeah, so Crafty's back.
We also got the ray gun coming back. We got round-based zombies coming back. The original perk system is coming back. What I'm not liking though, is the UI, man. It's just.
Okay.
Like, why the hell do we need a mini-map in zombies? That's not what zombies is. So we're also getting a new perk right here. It's called, the one we see right here is Melee Macchiato. It's actually a pretty cool name.
Gonna get another ray gun look.
Which is the Thunder Fist, like from Origins. I don't know if you remember those. You have to do like a little quest, which, it's, I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of that because we've already had it as a melee upgrade, and this is just a perk, so we're kind of sacrificing a perk slot when we could have just had the Thunder Fist from Origins, Score streaks. We're also getting score streaks in zombies.
K9 unit in your AO.
That's interesting, to say the least. I don't know who the hell thought score streaks in zombies was a good idea, man, but I don't know. It's odd. It's just, it feels a little out of place in zombies, and this seems to be a trend. The worst example was Modern Warfare 3. They just made that shit like Warzone with Warzone zombies. And who the hell wants that, dude? Nobody. That shit is ass. Oh god. So what I'm also seeing right now is, like I said, this resembles Cold War a whole lot. This looks fucking exactly like Cold War, actually.
So it's not necessarily an advantage.
And I don't know, it's just like there's way too much happening on screen. Like the points I was never a fan of the points, like how they just come up on the screen. Like, look at all that, man. There's just so much going on in the screen with the points. Like, what's wrong with keeping them in the corner, dude? That's how it's always been. It's just they've been in the corner. You leave them alone, and then you just play the game. It's like, why does it have to be right in my face? I see they're introducing. I don't know if this is new, but they're introducing salvage, which we can see right here. I assume you're going to be able to build, you know, like for the upgrades and stuff, armor systems. That's another thing, dude, is armor. Why is there armor in zombies, man? That's just, it's so out of place in a zombies game. Why? I never understood the infatuation with wanting to make zombies like multiplayer. That's one thing that I kind of want to take a minute to talk about right now is zombies and multiplayer are two completely separate communities, right? There's no reason why you would want to kind of bleed them together. And I understand why they do this. Part of why they do this is because they want multiplayer, you know, fans to get into zombies. But they're gonna do it anyway if you make a good game. Like, it's not about making zombies like multiplayer. What made zombies so special is that it was completely separate from, well, not what made it special in and of itself. It's two separate worlds, man. Why bleed them together, you know? Like Warzone and multiplayer, yeah, of course that's kind of gonna be the same thing. But like the zombies community has always been completely separate to the multiplayer community. And that's okay. Like, we can coexist in the same Call of Duty, you know, but then you start making it like multiplayer, and that's just not fun. You know, can you imagine Mob of the Dead with a minimap, or like with all these egregious points in your screen, or Gobblegums? It's like, no, dude, it would fall apart. It would fall apart. The Pack-a-Punch camo is interesting. It looks kind of odd. I don't know. It looks like a golden disco ball, kinda. I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of the Pap camo. And trust me, there are some things that I like here. I'm not just gonna sit here and complain for, you know, the length of the video. But it's just, I don't like what I'm seeing. Like, this looks bland, this looks generic, this looks AI generated. That's the worst part, dude. There's no personality here. Like, if you look at this, it's all the same kind of shade of gray. This looks like fucking Warzone. I don't want Warzone zombies. No one who actually likes zombies wants this. Like, Warzone zombies is like, I mean, you know? And you can like it, you know, that's fine. I'm not saying that I'm 100% right here. It's subjective, right? But personally, I don't like this, dude. It looks way too much like multiplayer. There's nothing that makes this feel special, like it's its own separate game. And that's what zombies should be. Zombies is kind of like its own separate game within Call of Duty. The Dark Ether does look pretty cool. I'll give him that. The Dark Ether looks alright. I like the Dark Ether. I like that vibe. You know, you go in the church and it's like, you're kind of like teleported instantly to another world. I like that a lot. These doors are weird, man. Those like laser doors, they look kind of funky, but you know, it doesn't really matter. They're just doors. Another big complaint that I have is it's too open. Like, why is it so open, you know? Alright, so here we got just, you know, they're advertising the new perk. And this is something that Cold War started getting into, was like these open kind of layout maps. But even Cold War still felt like zombies. The problems that I had with Cold War were, you know, aesthetic. I didn't like the UI. I didn't like, you know, the whole point system thing, like that's right in your face. It's everywhere, you know, every bullet is just a point, you know, it's like 25 points. It's just so, anyway. That's something that I really didn't like about Cold War, but even Cold War still kind of felt like zombies. You know, it felt separate from multiplayer, it kind of in its own right. This doesn't. This is like Modern Warfare 3. Like, it's just, they had me. They had me fooled, man. They really did. I honest to God, thought this was going to be the grand return of Call of Duty, because Call of Duty has been fucking dog water for 10 years now, 12 years now, actually. And I thought this was going to be the grand return. You know, the trailers looked amazing. The cinematic reveals looked amazing. You know, the Omni movement looked really interesting. Just everything about it it looked great. It was presented in a very sexy manner, but That's what Activision does, dude. Activision like knows how to present shit in the nicest way, and then they just pull the rug out from under you at the last second. It's just really shameful.
Right. So yeah, there we have it. You see, you inject
I
yourself.
like the third person. That's gonna be interesting to see. That's something new for this game that they're doing. Well, not for this game like third person, but for zombies. I mean, that's gonna be pretty interesting. So this Mangler upgrade is actually kind of neat. You know, if you're gonna have score streaks in zombies, if you're gonna go that route and explore kind of like new possibilities like these, then I think that like these upgrades are cool because this is zombies. You know, if you just throw a chopper gunner in zombies, that's just kind of weird because that's clearly a multiplayer thing. But this one is neat. I hope they dig around with these zombie specific score streaks. I don't hate the score streak idea in zombies. It's just very poorly executed. Like a chopper gunner in zombies. Why is this here? Another thing that I also think doesn't fit the zombies aesthetic really well is the hyper realism, and this is a big problem right now at Call of Duty, and I'll kind of explain why. It's a bit of a problem because I don't think anyone ever said that what made Call of Duty special was the hyper realism. You know. Like, if you want to play a hyper-realistic shooter, you know, you play maybe like Rainbow Six or many other types of games that indulge a little bit more in the realism. I don't think that's what Call of Duty was ever known for. And the problem when you get to this hyper-realism is that there's only so much realism you can do before you plateau. Right? You can't just become more realistic. Like, this is about as realistic as it gets. The problem here is this looks exactly like Modern Warfare 3. This looks exactly like Modern Warfare 2. This looks like exactly the same as every Call of Duty that has come out in the last 5 years. And this is a problem that they started getting into kind of like when Black Ops 3 came out and Infinite Warfare was that, like, you know, futuristic setting, and then, you know, that got really old, really stale really quickly, and this is getting really old and really stale really quickly. Let's be real, dude. If there was no UI here, would you be able to tell the difference between this, Modern Warfare 3, Modern Warfare 2, Cold War? No, you wouldn't be able to, and I don't think anyone would. This shit looks exactly the same, dude. That's the problem with hyper-realism in Call of Duty. Because you're releasing games every single year, you can't get more realistic every single year, man. You can't get more realistic than this. It can look better, it can look graphically more appealing, but it can't look better. And you know what? This is, if this was nighttime, it would be so much better. Like, it would immediately be so much better if this was set in the nighttime, because what about zombies tells you this is daytime? Okay, so this clip is over, so we're gonna jump over to Lego Unlocked.
Big screen TV.
So the first thing right off the bat is, what is this like kind of video camera thing that you have set up? Why is that in zombies, man? A lot of the complaints that I have about this, and a lot of Call of Duties in the past few years, it can be summed up in one word: why? Why is there a shield system in zombies? Why is there a FaceTime in zombies? Why is there a mini-map in zombies? It's just, there's so many things here that don't need to be here. We've come this far without a mini-map. We've come this far without quest markers and shit. It's like, this just it impedes my experience, you know? It holds my hand. I don't play zombies to be coddled. This is coddling. Like, if you think about the OG days, like Black Ops 2. Black Ops 2, I think, is the best Call of Duty that has ever come out. Hands down. And Black Ops 2, it was genuine zombies, dude. Like, you had the rounds, you had your points, you had your perks and your ammo count, and that was it. That's all you needed. That's all you ever need in zombies. You don't need a specialist, you don't need a mini-map, you don't need quest markers, you don't need gobble gums. And I know a lot of people like that. Personally, I don't. I think Black Ops 3 was kind of like when zombies started going downhill, because they started introducing all these mechanics that just made the game easier. Now we're at the point where there's just no challenge. Like, look at this shit, dude. Why are there emotes in zombies? Who the fuck thought this was a good idea, man? I wish I could say I was surprised, but I'm not, dude. They had me. They had me, dude. I was considering pre-ordering. I mean, I'm still gonna get it, but I'm not gonna pre-order, dude. Why would I want to play the beta? There's nothing here that I want to play right now. And that's just me being real. Like, I see this gameplay. The only thing I want to do is go play some Black Ops 2 or some Black Ops, you know? If there was no UI, if there were no zombies running around, would you be able to tell whether this was zombies, Warzone, or multiplayer? That's the issue. One thing that I do like that is really neat, and it's really nice attention to detail, is they're doing like environmental zombies. I'll show you guys a clip here specifically, but it's like you'll be walking around and, you know, typically zombies just kind of spawn in from barriers and stuff. But in this game, what they're doing is, like, say there's a body on the floor and then you'll see zombies kind of eating the body, and then they'll see you and they'll start chasing you. I think that is a really cool idea. That's a really cool concept that we haven't seen before, especially in a zombie apocalypse. Like, of course you would see something like that. Another thing that I'm really digging is these new, like, spider venom kind of enemies. I think these guys look really neat. They're scary. They're a nice variation from dogs, because the hellhounds really got stale. They've been doing that shit for so long, man. So I like these new enemies. They're kind of creepy too. I mean, if anything, the hyper realism does kind of accentuate the weapons. I mean, the weapons look amazing. That's, you know, that's one thing you can't take away from a hyper realistic approach. The weapons look fantastic, dude. They've never looked better. And they just keep getting, like, a little bit better every game, a little bit better every time.
Gotta show these poor dumb bastards the light.
So this bowling alley, the bowling alley looks pretty neat. I like the bowling alley. It's kind of like an open space where you can kind of train. You know, that kind of brings up an issue about the openness, like the open layout of this map. I don't know how open Terminus is. I haven't seen any Terminus gameplay, but Liberty Falls, it's way too open. And the issue is that, at least for me, right, is training, right? Training is a staple of zombies. Like, it's one of the best, most viable strategies to high round is training. And when you have this kind of open layout, what the developers now have to do is they have to create all these crazy spawns. Black Ops 4 had this problem where there were just way too many spawns. It was impossible to train, because you would just get like attacked from every angle. I can see the same thing here. You just get attacked from every angle. So now you can't train. And, well, so what's the high round strategy now? You know what I mean?
Somebody bring the meds!
Your heart meds. I switched to my sugar pills.
I don't know if the instant pack-a-punch is going to stay in the game. I hope it doesn't. This goes back to where's the challenge? Where's the challenge? If I can just hold square and then my gun is instantly pack-a-punched in my hands, where's the challenge, dude? I want a challenge. I don't just want to be coddled. If I wanted to be coddled, I'd play a fucking Peppa Pig or some shit, you know? Yeah, the armor system too. I'm like, why is that here? The jet gun's looking cool. The jet gun looks really good. I'm pretty excited to use the jet gun because now it doesn't break. So we kind of got to see what it would have been like in transit. That's another thing that I wanted to talk about too was transit. One of the main gripes that I'm having with this gameplay that I'm seeing is that I just don't like the look, and I feel like they could have done more. You know what I mean? Like, this is the first Call of Duty under Microsoft, so I was expecting a change of pace. I was expecting them to oh man, they could have gone back to like that OG vibe. You know what I mean? Like Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3, maybe even Black Ops 4. They could have gone back to like the legacy, especially because they promised a lot of returning features. So in my mind, I was thinking that they would go back to that, aesthetically speaking. You know? Like, the hyper-realism is fine. I'm not saying that I want it to look exactly like Black Ops 2, but I want it to feel like zombies. This doesn't feel like zombies. You know, especially with a lot of the speculation that they were building up, and they were hinting a lot of transit, right? In my mind, this is what I honest to God, thought that they were going to bring transit back. And I was so pumped because we all know by now that transit was meant to be very different. Transit was meant to be like pinnacle zombies, but it wasn't because of the limitations of the hardware. Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. At the time, well, this is your chance. This is your chance to give us the transit that we never got, you know, when, you know, 12 years ago. This could have been perfect. You know, they could have done Terminus. They could have done Terminus, you know, give us like kind of the experience that they wanted, and then a remastered transit with no fog, no denizens, you know, kind of fix the bus route B. That would have been fucking sensational, dude. I would have pre-ordered the Vault Edition if that would have been the case. And you had the chance. It was right there, dude. We've been asking for a Black Ops 2 remaster for 12 years. Well, maybe not 12 years, but for a very long time. And they had the chance to give it to us here, and they didn't. And I'm so let down.
Taking chances is my job, but I usually have some control. That's nice. That's real.
This is another humongous problem, is the fact that you can buy weapons and then drop them on the floor and then pick them back up. What is that, dude? Why would you do that? I mean, part of you know, the mechanics of zombies is you only get 2 weapons, right? 3 if you have mule kick. So it really is a commitment to hit the box, you know? That's why you don't hit the box all the time, because you can either lose 950 points or you can get a really good gun, right? It's a commitment either way. Here, I don't understand why they would allow you to pick up your weapon again after hitting the box and getting the gun. Where's the challenge, dude? If I can just pick up my guns from the floor, well, then I'm just gonna spin the box 8,000 times and have 8,000 guns lying around and just pick them back up as I please. Like, that's not what zombies is about. Now it's no longer a sacrifice to hit the box. Now it's, well, hit it. Might as well. You can pick your gun up if you don't like it, or you can keep both lying on the floor.
She's pretty, SpongeBob.
Hey, need to shut down that pickup office for now, too. Stuck, kid.
So they did confirm that there are going to be Easter eggs both in Terminus and Liberty Falls. We're going to get some Easter eggs, so, you know, I don't think they're available right now, because I think for the COD Next tournament, they kind of turned them off, I think, but apparently there are going to be Easter eggs. There is going to be, like, kind of like a story here. I know Terminus has a set crew. I don't know about Liberty Falls. I don't think it does. We're getting Richtofen. I know we're getting Richtofen in, like, the Liberty Falls story. We saw the cinematic trailer drop. That looked amazing, dude. Richtofen and the Wonderwaffe was peak cinematic trailer. But I'm not really too sure what the story. Clearly, this is gonna tie into Cold War and the Dark Ether story. But I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see. This specific part of the video kind of accentuates what I'm talking about when I say there's no challenge here, dude. Look at this. In the following seconds, this guy gets hit like 9 or 10 times before he goes down. What the fuck is that? Why? Why does it take so much for you to go down? Like, no, dude, this is way too goddamn easy. Where's the challenge? People complained about Black Ops 4, and even then it was like a 4 or 5 hit down because you had like 200 HP. This is ridiculous, dude. This guy has to get hit 9 or 10 times to go down, and this is level 1 armor. I'm sure with level 3... what, 14, 15 times to go down? This is TikTok levels of difficulty, dude. This is another thing. Why can you buy 3, 4 perks at a time at the same station? I'm sounding like a broken record, I know that, but where's the challenge? You know, part of the zombies experience is, part of the progression experience is you having to run around the map to get different perks. The Wonder Fizz kind of made it easy for you to get, you know, different perks in the same place. But even then, you could only spin it one perk at a time, and it was kind of like hitting the box where you had to stand and wait, and then if you didn't want it, you had to wait for it to go away. Here, like, this guy just buys 4 perks at once. That's so broken, man. Why do I feel like a toddler could play this and get ahead? This isn't what zombies is about, dude. This isn't why we play a survival-based game. We want to survive. We want to fight. We want to progress. And then another issue that the minimap brings up is now zombies can't sneak up on you. That's one thing that Black Ops 4 did really well. Not better than World at War. World at War, dude. Those zombies, they got like that dead silence on, dude. They just sneak up on you without a care in the world. You don't even hear them coming. Black Ops 4 was kind of like this, where they just sneak up on you and then they fucking start hitting you, and you kind of just like start losing your mind. Here, you can see them coming from like a 200-meter radius. Where's the challenge? Where's the challenge? Where's the challenge? Where's the challenge? Oh, God. I do love the seamless transition into the dark ether. That's really cool. You know, normally you would expect like a loading screen, but this is just, you go right in, you go right out. I love that.
Hell yeah!
Choppers available for exfil.
I think actually exfil is one of the better things that they've added, you know, throughout the years, because, you know, up until Cold War, I believe, is, you know, when they added exfil, the only way to end the game was either to quit or die. And here you kind of get to end the game on a high note should you want to, if you don't want to just die. I think that's pretty neat. You know, it's optional if you want to just end on a high note. I like that.
Turnabout is fair play.
The Mangler cannon too. The Mangler cannon looks sexy, dude. That thing looks powerful as hell. I can't wait to use that. See, it's like right here, this vault, this could have been your transit vault. This could have been, you know, our way to get into Pack-a-Punch like we did with transit, but, you know, actually good this time. It's just, they could have done so much more. They could have just done so much more for us. You know, but I guess you could say that about the last 12 years of Call of Duty. Did you see that? Let's actually rewind here. So, he picks up the gun from the box, right? He has a shotgun, and then he grabs the LMG. And then he picks the shotgun right back the fuck up from the floor. So what was the point of giving up the gun? What was the point of buying the box anyway, dude? Now it's no longer a sacrifice to hit the box. Now it's, well, hit it. Might as well. You can pick your gun up if you don't like it, or you can keep both lying on the floor. This isn't Warzone, where you can just, you know, pick up different guns from the floor. This isn't Warzone. This isn't multiplayer, dude. I can't stress that enough. Please, please stop making zombies like multiplayer. Like, I think Vanguard proved that. I mean, Vanguard was just, we don't talk about Vanguard.
I shoot Nazis. They die. That's my plan.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
But Modern Warfare 3 is when they started going into like this zombies multiplayer direction, and everyone hated it, dude. And now we're getting it again. And the worst part is this is under Microsoft. That's the worst fucking part about all this, dude, is that Microsoft had all the opportunities to shock us, right? This is your first Call of Duty. This is your chance to, like, you gotta come in swinging. You know, you gotta hit the ground running, and this just isn't that. You notice how he's not really ever cornered in any situation? Where's the corridors? Where's the narrow hallways? Like, I think one of the best layouts ever in zombies is Mob of the Dead. Mob of the Dead is just the best map of all time, hands down, like, no diff. And I think it's one of, if not the best layouts, because it's so cramped. It represents what zombies should feel like. Zombies should feel claustrophobic. It should feel like you're in a desperate situation, because you are. You're in a zombie apocalypse. You should feel like there's no escape and you have to fight your way to survive. There's no fight here. I haven't seen a single situation where this guy, he's been hit and he's gone down, but that's just because he's been hit like multiple times, not because he's cornered. If you spin the box and you get the jet gun first hit, you're set. You're set. Look at this, round 20, there's no struggle here. Okay, so if we look here, right? So by now he has the 3 armor system. So he purchased like level or tier 3, level 3 armor, whatever the fuck it's called. So now he has 250 HP. And from what I'm seeing, each hit takes away like 15 HP. So by that logic, that's 16 hits. So you have to get 16 times to go down in this new zombies. That, like, oh god, why do I have to get hit 16 times to go down? We want a challenge. We're grown-ass adults paying $70 for a game that we love to play because it's a challenge. We want to grind it. We want to level up. We want to, feel like there's some sort of progression, and this isn't that. This is the opposite of that. This is made for children. Like, look at how fast he's running with the jet gun. That's just so fast. It's kind of weird that you can double pack a wonder weapon, but I mean, this is a better looking camo, so I'll let it slide. I wonder if it actually does anything. Like, does it increase your damage? Does it like give you another special ability, kind of like the alternate ammo types, like like dead wire or stuff like that, or does it just like buff it? I'm praying that they don't go back to the Black Ops 4 system where you have to pack-a-punch your gun like 8,000 times to get the full effect. I'm hoping that it just kind of like enhances the pack-a-punch, but if it's that fucking 25% pack-a-punch bullshit, oh, I'm gonna be real pissed. Oh, right, the zombies chopper gunner.
It's like the love child of a gun safe in a fucking music box.
So you can drag like everything with the jet gun. You can drag like salvage parts, guns. That thing's just like it's just like a little God, what are those called? Fishing nets stuff? I don't know. I never went fishing. That's a dad's job, and we don't have that here.
You want to come fishing with me?
Fishing?
Sure.
Like, this bowling alley could have been town. How badass would that have been? I want to see just how many guns you can leave on the floor. So that's the one he had. So there's one, and then the one he grabbed right now, the pistol. So is the pistol on the floor? Yeah, dude, come on, man. Are you fucking kidding me right now? Look at that. So you can just have multiple weapons on the floor. That's so bad, dude. That is such a shit mechanic. That removes any bit of thought that goes into hitting the box. You can just hit the box infinitely and having a... I was hoping that maybe, right? Like, maybe it just limits it to one. But no, you can just have guns on the floor. That's not a good mechanic. We still got, it's coming out in 2 months. We still got 2 months for this to come out. So hopefully they really, really, really like listen to us and actually make some changes. I mean, it's not like it's gonna change in its entirety. I mean, let's face it, dude. This game is 2 months from release. Like, this is the game. But, you know, it could look better. If it was nighttime, if they made some changes to the UI, take off that god-awful mini-map, okay, then you know, we're cooking here. Then you might actually have something. This is the game. This is what we're gonna get, but it can look better, and they are well in time for this to look better. I wonder if the zombies, like, still chase you, because, I mean, I know in multiplayer, like, if you're using this shit, you can still die. But, like, do the zombies just stay still? Do they, you know, do they still chase after you? Do you kind of, like, have to watch out for yourself? Yeah, man, that jet gun is super OP. That jet gun is sweet. I'm pretty sure this is going to be limited to 1 player per session, but that jet gun looks sweet. Like, I can't wait to use that thing. So it's round 25 right now, and that jet gun is still going strong. I wonder if it falls. I wonder if it ever falls off, because I know in Black Ops 2 that thing is infinite damage. I don't know if that's the case here. I hope so. But that thing is crazy. So he pack-a-punched again, right? And now we got like this pink-green camo, which looks pretty good. I'm curious to find... So I do... Okay, wait. Let me go back a little bit. Okay, so there are different levels of pack-a-punching, and I'm seeing those right now like in the ammo count. So he's at level 2, and now it's at level 3. Does that actually upgrade your weapon, or, you know, is that you working towards full pack-a-punch? That's something I'm really curious to find out.
Soaking wet right now.
So we got like Margwas. So these guys, I'm pretty sure these guys came out of Modern Warfare 3. Clearly based on the Margwas from Shadows of Evil. They're cool looking enemies. They're cool looking enemies for sure. I like them aesthetically. I want to see some ray gun. I think we've seen a good amount of this. I want to see what the ray gun is like. Okay, so the ray gun's looking good. The ray gun looks very neat. It looks very sexy. I don't know what that would be called, like the little spiral thing on the backside. That moves now. That's a first, I think. I like it. I don't know. I feel like the fire rate is a bit slow. I don't know why it would be this slow. Maybe with like double tap it goes up a little bit. I mean, I know that's what it does regularly, but this just feels slower than regular rate of fire for the ray gun. Well, that Mangler was fucking weak. 3 ray gun shots on round 13? I thought he'd be like a little bit tougher. Alright, well, I think we've seen a good amount of gameplay. I gave you a lot of my thoughts. Like I said, I will be getting this game for myself so I can stream it with you guys. In conclusion, I would give this gameplay a 6. A 6. It's, I mean... No, actually, no. I'd give it like a 4. To be completely honest with you, I'm not a fan of the visuals, the aesthetic, the UI, the design, just the hyper realism, the multiplayer bleed through, the Warzone bleed through. I like the jet gun. That's one thing I do like. And I don't want to sound overly negative, dude, but this just it rubbed me the wrong way. I was expecting more. I really was. I was expecting, you know, Microsoft to kind of pick up the pieces and put this puzzle back together. And it seems like they're not going to be doing that just yet. Sadly enough, I was thinking of pre-ordering until I saw this gameplay. They sold me. You know, they're good salesmen. That's one thing that Activision does really good, is sell. They sell the products really well and then just fucking just stab you in the asshole at the last minute. I won't be pre-ordering. I will be getting the game solely for the channel, but I'm fairly disappointed. Make sure to hit that big red button underneath so you don't miss a single upload on the channel. Be sure to check out the latest upload as well, where we go over the D23 Expo announcements for everything that's coming out, Marvel, Star Wars, Disney, you name it. Check out the Deadpool and Wolverine review as well. It's already up on the channel, as well as many other movie reviews, gaming content, you name it, we got it. Follow me on social media as well so you can stay up to date on when new videos are coming up, get some short form content, maybe shoot me some ideas. We can shoot the shit together, you know? But thank you guys so very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.